Hello. Today I'm trying something a little different. I just have the mic in a forward pattern, so there's no left, right, it's all the same because we are doing a shoe breakdown. I don't know, not shoe breakdown, just I'm gonna be looking at all the shoes I have because I've got a couple pairs of shoes and I thought, man, it'd be a good idea to make a video with them. So I think I have 6 pairs here, and they're all basketball/volleyball shoes because I play volleyball. I've been playing volleyball for about 4 or 5 years now, and this past lockdown. Okay, so we've been in lockdown for a bit. I think for the past 2 months we're just getting out and we're playing again. So that's cool. But yeah, so I have some shoes accumulated because I do like to buy shoes and try them out. This will just sort of be in a random order. So yeah, I will have the shoes in the description if you guys are interested. I'll list them in I'll just have them down, and then I guess if you're interested in them, you can get them from whatever retailers that you guys have. The first shoe right now is going to be the Puma Clyde All Pro, the Kuzma edition, because I was trying to get the regular All Pro. There's like a white and pink colorway that I thought was pretty cool, but it was all sold out over in Australia, so I settled for this Kuzma colorway. It has a cool traction pattern. With a nice little extra rubber for this part to help with grip. And honestly, I think this shoe's pretty good. The cushioning is soft, but you still feel close to the ground, which is really important in volleyball. And the traction is great. I think this is one of my favorite shoes to play in. I say my second favorite because I have number 1 favorite in this list, I think. But if you like play basketball or play volleyball or play like that kind of sport, playing, you might be interested in this kind of shoe. Yeah. So it's a pretty good shoe, and it's got it's a pretty interesting design because the bottom is rubber, but you can't actually tell where it becomes foam, because if you have a look, this is actually the foam and this is the rubber, but they kind of look the same color, so it's a real interesting look. But it makes for a pretty good shoe. And an interesting feature about this shoe is that the laces actually wrap around the base of the heel. So you actually, normal shoes, you tie up the top and you just tie here, but it comes up and around, and then you lace it around the back, and so that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So this Puma Clyde All Pro, I think is pretty good. And I really like the accents they have on it, and it fits true to size. And it's just a pretty standard fit. And the material is quite, if you can hear it. It's quite a thin material, but it's comfortable, and the toe box has plenty of this soft material. I don't know, I'm not very good with like material stuff, but it's comfortable. And the tongue is really soft as well. Yeah, this is what the inside looks like. It's got a cool little pattern, although I don't really understand why these soles, like the insides, have patterns, because you don't look in the insides at all, really. But yeah, I don't know, I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, so yeah, one of my favorite shoes to play in. So I bought this shoe online, so I did get to try it in store, and I have a slightly wide foot, so I actually bought this half size up, and I don't think slightly too big. But I wear an ankle brace, so it usually isn't too much of an issue, and it fits fine afterwards anyways. So I would say this shoe is actually perfect for anyone who wants to play like basketball and volleyball. It's got really good traction and the support's really good. It keeps your foot locked down really well, and the cushioning is amazing. And I don't think it's a pretty good looking shoe, I think. And there are some other colorways that might suit your fancy as well. So if you can get this at like a discounted price, it's 100% a steal. And I'd say it's definitely worth your time to look into getting this if you're trying to get shoes. Because I think right now, I had a look, a lot of the basketball shoes, I don't know, they're very tacky. So I think like the shoes from Nike are a bit tacky, but I think Puma's been doing a really good job, which is really interesting because I think this is like one of their first few releases coming back. Yeah, because Puma, I know, does a lot of like boots and like running, like what is it, like I don't know what they're called, like cleats, the ones with like the little studs at the bottom, for like field sports like Ostag and like rugby and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been using this shoe in conjunction with another one, which I'll show in a bit. But I think I would like to try maybe a shoe that more people have seen. It's a little older. It's been out for a couple of years. It's this shoe, the Kyrie 5. I don't know what color this is, like the colorway, because I got this at a trade because I had pine green Jordan 1s and I traded these along with extra stuff. And so I played in this for a bit, and again, this is a size 10 shoe. I'm actually looking to sell these, but I don't know, it's like my first time trying to sell shoes that I've worn, because I can't actually wear this end, because it's like slightly too big in like an uncomfortable way. But I'm sure if you're the right size for this shoe, it'd actually be great, because the traction's really good, the support's perfect, and this really interesting upper, like really, I don't know how they did it, but it locks your foot in, so even though it was half a size up, my foot wasn't going anywhere. And the cushioning, I think it has Zoom Turbo, yeah, if you can see that, Zoom Turbo, and it's like in the front little pocket underneath the front, the ball of your foot, and it's amazing. I personally don't like a shoe that's too cushioned, like too springy, too bouncy, but this shoe has a good mix because it's slightly firm, but it's very like springy, so it doesn't feel like I'm sinking, and I get good court feel and traction, which is really, really important for a sport like volleyball and basketball as well, especially if you're like point guard and you need to like move around like and be agile. So yeah. And the materials are quite nice. It's this sort of like layered, textured. I don't know. It's not a textile. It's like some sort of woven material. I don't know if you can see. It's like a woven material, yeah. And I haven't worn it too much. I've only worn it like a couple times. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to sell this to someone at a good price. So they get a good price and I get some money back. For sure, I can't really wear it now. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty slick. The white and the navy coloring and this nice Nike, I think makes for a good pair of shoes. And they look pretty sweet, I think, at least, yeah. And it's got good rubber, the foam is nice, and I don't know, I think white shoes are pretty cool in the court, because there's been like an influx of like black shoes that people wear. And speaking of black shoes, this isn't actually my shoe, it's my brother's shoe. It's the Nike KD Renew Elevate, I don't know, it's a really long name, but it's a really cheap shoe. I think I got this for like $90 AUD. In the US this would be like $60-70, I think. And if you have a look here, the traction is black and grey, and it's actually really good. They've done a really good job here. The traction is really, like, it's nice, and the cushioning is really well done as well. It's another example of like a slightly springy, not too soft shoe, but it's enough where when you jump and land, you don't feel like you're just smashing your foot into the ground, and this helps alleviate some of the stresses from jumping, which I think is important in jumping sports like volleyball and basketball. Other sports like badminton, I think, wouldn't use this shoe as well because they just want to stay low to the ground because they're not jumping, they're just sort of going side to side. So it's nice to have shoes that aren't too soft because shoes like the KD14 and the LeBron 18s and stuff, they can be really like overly cushioning because they're obviously designed for like, well, okay, the LeBrons are designed for LeBron. He's like a huge guy and he jumps really high, and he's old too. He's like 40 years, I think. But yeah, it's really interesting to see. And although I'm like not based in America, and I'm not like a native fan to the NBA, I like watching it because it's pretty cool to see like the plays they make, and the athletes that are really good, and it's really impressive. And surprisingly, in the volleyball market, in the community, a lot of players actually wear basketball shoes because the volleyball shoe market isn't actually as widespread. And one of these shoes here is actually a volleyball shoe, which I'll show you. And I think that shoe is my favorite right now because it matches everything that I like in a shoe. It's got really good. Actually, I'll talk about it when I get to it. But I think, yeah. So this material is slightly different. It's softer, and it feels more like a fabric. If you can hear that, it's a much different material. It's softer. And because it's a KD shoe, it's actually quite narrow, and so it doesn't. It's got a really tight fit on the upper part. My brother doesn't seem to mind that too much, so he quite likes this shoe. And I think the only downside to this shoe is because of how narrow it is. If you don't have like a sort of like straight foot, as you can see, if I compare it to like the Puma, if you can sort of see the difference, the Puma's wider, and this is like very narrow, as you can see, like on the edge it kind of comes in, but this is much wider on the toe. Why are people mowing the lawn? It's Tuesday. Anyways, the KD Renew Elevate 14, I think, really good bang for your buck shoe if you're like someone in school still that, you know, doesn't have the bucks to spend on like a name brand. Oh well, this is name brand because it's Nike, but like money to spend on like a KD14 or something, like a pricey shoe which might cost like 250, because this is okay, yeah, this is like 90 AUD, whereas other shoes are like 250 AUD, which is like crazy. But I even got this on a discount, so I think it retails like 110, 120, and I got it for like 80, 90 bucks, so it's really good. Yeah, and speaking of a good deal, this is the KD14. I do not like this shoe. For starters, it's okay, so it is a KD, but it's just really like short, so I had to go up a size, I'm pretty sure. And this is a US 10, but it actually fits me perfectly. The only problem is, so it's got this air cushioning, and it's really soft, but I don't like it because it's like too soft, so I might be selling this pair as well. Yeah, I might clean it up and sell it with the Kyrie 5s because it's not, I don't personally enjoy how much cushioning there is in it, and it sort of doesn't feel right, but there's definitely a bunch of players that would like a shoe with a ton of cushioning. I can't do much about this, guy's not stopping. Yeah, so I mean, if you want this shoe, you have to go up half a size because of how narrow it is, unless you've got like a really small foot, is really soft, and when I first put it on, I actually really liked it because the foam was really comfortable. But then on the inside, there's like this air layer underneath the insole, and it's really like I don't know, something's off about it, and it's like really like questionable. I don't like it. So this would be I don't know, if I paid full retail price, I would have been pretty upset with it. But that's because my personal preference, which I recently found out, is low to the top shoes, low ground shoes, like not too much cushioning, but still a bit springy, and I can feel the court. In these, you get great traction. Like this traction is supreme. Like you're sticking, and the arm support is actually really good. The only problem is that the cushioning is a bit over for me. But if you play basketball, I think you would probably prefer that because, well, you're running a lot more than in volleyball, and you probably want to feel the softness when you run. Because admittedly, it is a nice feeling when you run. It's just when you're making quick movements and stuff like that in volleyball, it can be a bit too much sometimes, and I can feel like you're a bit slow. Yeah, but I think this shoe retails for around, I would say like $200, $250. And I got this for $110, so it's pretty good. So hopefully I'll be able to resell it. I won't sell it too expensive. I don't want to like rip someone off. But yeah, hopefully I can get my money back on it because I think someone else would probably like this shoe more than I do. So yeah. I think some of the accents on this shoe are quite interesting. They have, like, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you cannot. My camera is so bad. Oh, you can barely see it. There's like tally marks, and it's 14 to symbolize KD 14. Yeah, and it's like a slightly translucent, like purple iridescent color. So I think that's pretty neat. And I actually quite like the design of the shoe. I think it looks nice. I just don't like how it plays. So it's, yeah, I wouldn't rank it too highly in my personal preference, but I know of people that wear this shoe and really like it, so to each their own. It's all a preference game at the end of the day. And I have 2 shoes left. I'll leave my favorite shoe for last, but this has been one of my, I've quite enjoyed this shoe. It's the Puma, another Puma shoe. The court rider, because it's actually really wide, as you can see. So this fit me beautifully. Yeah, I've heard a lot of like bad reviews about this shoe, but I think it's just because the cushioning is really like firm. But the traction is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as good as like the KD 14 or the other shoes, but it's enough and it's passable. Because it gets you solid stops, but you might skid like a tiny bit, so you won't like fully just, but you're like, you know what I mean? But it's not like so much where you feel like you'll trip. And sometimes it's better to not have too much grip, because if you have too much grip, your like body can't slow down at the same speed. So sometimes you want this to decelerate rather than just like come to a stop because your body is still moving. At least that's what I personally think. I don't know, it might be different in like actuality. But okay, something I really like about this shoe is it has Puma just written on the bottom, and that's the traction pattern. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's got like when I first saw this shoe, I thought it reminded me of Tide Pods, because if you see this the midsole just looks like a Tide Pod. So in terms of material, it's an interesting artificial material. It's very firm. And the side is like a synthetic leather, which I think is okay, but apparently some people said it wasn't that good, but I liked it. And then there's plastic on the sides for the Puma logo and this material here, which I think it's just a bunch of overlays, and it might add to support, but I don't know, it's just more like a design feature. And on the other side too. And the tongue on this one is quite soft as well. If you can see. Yeah, it's a nice soft material. So, yeah, it's quite nice. And I think the build quality is pretty well done, so it's a firm shoe and it's pretty not too expensive, like $150. But you can definitely get it at a sale price. I've seen some of these go for like $100, and if you're looking for a low top, low to the ground shoe with good traction and wide feet support, Puma Wave Rider, Puma Court Rider, yeah, Puma Court Rider. They're pretty good. Now, okay, so this is the last shoe, and it's sold out everywhere, at every store basically. Not because it's like super popular, I think it's just there's not much stock. It is the Asics Metarise. A lot of you guys probably wouldn't know what that shoe is unless you play volleyball, because it's so volleyball specific and it's not like very mainstream. But this is the shoe, and this is a dedicated volleyball shoe. It's sponsored by or like not sponsored, it's like endorsed by volleyball athletes and stuff like that. And the traction is elite, the cushioning is perfect, it's just the right amount, especially for volleyball. It's firm, but it's not as firm as the Court Rider, because it's a little springy, and it really helps with helping me feel like I can jump smooth, and the design of the shoe is really, really, really well done. It helps me jump, it helps me play, and it's got a really aggressive traction pattern, and I don't know, I think they just have good rubber. And this shank plate, I don't know, I love everything about this shoe. It's brilliant, and the gold, I think just really stands out, and it's very unique since obviously no one's wearing this shoe much. I don't really see this shoe present too much on the court, so I don't know, it's like a nice thing to know. It's a one-piece upper, it's like a sock upper, so it can be a hassle to put on, especially with my ankle brace, but once you get on, this thing is like a 1-to-1 fit, it's perfect. And this material, again, it's like a textile, I don't actually know what it is, it's like a plastic material, but it's breathable, and it's very supportive, and I don't know how to describe this shoe, but it's very good. It doesn't have much like flex, like the other shoes can flex pretty well, but I think that just helps support the base of your foot and the arch of your foot, because when you're jumping a lot it can stress it, so it provides a lot of support. So yeah, those are all the shoes that I have on display. I'll try to like list their names in the description. Yeah, but this was the most expensive one to get because I had to get it shipped from overseas. Oh my gosh, it was pricey. I think it was like $350, and like the only shoe that I've paid like a decent amount for was my Jordan 5s, which I paid retail $260 for. Yeah, but yeah, if you're interested in like my daily wear shoes, like not my court shoes but my daily shoes, I have like a couple pairs that I can show off, so let me know if you are interested in that, and I'll make a video on that as well. I'll probably have to clean them because these court shoes just clean, because I only wear them on the court, but I'll have to clean up the other ones because I wear them outside. But yeah, these are my personal favorite shoes, and if you're a volleyball player and you're doubtful about these shoes, they fit true to size, so I'd say whatever shoes you're wearing right now, take the European a lot to get it over here, but European sizes, it fits true to size. And yeah, so if you don't know what I mean, basically, let's use this shoe for example. Actually, I don't have a shoe. But yeah, so basically, if you look on the inside, there'll be sizing charts. This isn't right because this is my thing. But if you look on the inside, there's like that little sizing chart, and there's US, UK, and Europe and Japanese sizes. And you just want to use your European size and match it because it fits true to size, and so you have a good time with it. I was so nervous when I bought this because it took like 4 months to get here. I ordered this at the start of the month and it's getting here. It got here in like October, which is like, a long time to wait. So I thought I got scammed, but I'm so glad that they're here and I've been loving every moment I've played in these. So these are number one my favorites, and I hope that Asics provides wider support for these shoes because, well, I don't know, I think their shoes are great, and more accessibility, it would be great, especially with their high price point, but their shoes are pretty well, like their shoes are premium quality, so I didn't mind paying the premium price for these. But yeah, I really love the chord accents and everything about these shoes, it's great. Yeah, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a bit different. It's just a ramble over my shoes. And like a tapping whispered ramble, I don't know what I'll call it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll try to be posting more this year. But yeah, it's just been hectic. So, but I don't know, I think I want to film more videos and upload more, so yeah. If you like this content or you have some ideas that you'd like me to try, please feel free to let me know.